This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 CrossRoads Sunset Trail model 331BH. Alright, so back here you have power stabilizers. We're still in the process of cleaning up and prepping your trailer, so it's a little dirty, but when you pick it up it'll be fine. So you have front and rear stabilizers. You have one switch for the front, one switch for the rear. So one switch operates both sides, the door side and off door side in the back, and then another one does the door side and off door side in the front. Okay. Now this is a quick connect LP fitting for your cooktop up here. So you're going to have to plug this in. Let me see if I can reach that without. Oh, I guess not. All right. Let me get it. There it is. Okay. So you do have a hose with the male end for the quick connect, and you would plug it in down there when you use your cooktop. Okay. All right. So you also have an outside refrigerator. Works on 110 AC. So as soon as you plug in the trailer, it turns on. Okay. You got a rear entry door, of course. This slide out here, just so you know, it's an AccuSlide, is the type of slides. You can tell by the cables on it. So you know. You have a power awning with LED strip, outside speakers, TV hookup here, your front stabilizer switch. Your hitch is in here. We'll show you how it operates when you come to pick up your trailer. We'll go through the whole thing with you. Also, this crank here is for the tongue jack. In case it fails, you can pull the plug out of the top of the tongue jack and crank it. And this one is for the stabilizers in case they fail. On the other side, on the off door side, there's a place to hook this up to. So you have that also. Okay, and you have a blue sprayer. That's your dump hose, and then there's also a connector for your plug if you want to reduce it down. So there's your power tongue jack, and that's where you put the crank. You got two LP tanks with an automatic changeover regulator. You got a deep cycle marine battery. This is the kill switch for the battery, so it disconnects the battery from the trailer. So phantom power doesn't drain the battery down when you're in storage. So when you go in storage for a period of time, you just shut it off, and your battery will hold its energy a lot longer. Always have it on when you're not in storage though, because you want it to be able to charge and when you're pulling it, and also when you're plugged in. So you always keep it on except when you're in storage. All right. Right here, this is the other side of your stabilizer. That's where that crank would go if you had to use it. Okay? Alright, so you have your valves here, black tank and gray tank. Black tank is toilet water and waste, gray is sink and shower water. So basically you're going to, when you get to the dump station, you hook up your hose obviously, and then you're going to dump the black first because it's the dirtiest of water, and you'll dump the gray second. It kind of washes out the hose. If you come back up here, this right here is your black tank flush. So after you dumped your black tank, you can leave the valve open and put the hose on here at the dump station, turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your tank and flush it really well. You've got two bathrooms in here, or two toilets in here anyway. So this is for the one in the back, this is for the one in the front. They're both flushes, okay? This is your city water hookup. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You just hook up the hose and you're ready to go. If you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank right there and use the onboard pump to pump the water. So all the plumbing will still work just like you have city water, even if you don't. Okay. This is your water heater. The controls to operate it are inside. Right here, this is the drain plug, just so you know. Alright, pressure release valve. Never release the pressure or pull the plug, obviously, when there's hot water in it, so you don't scald yourself or worse. But the switches to operate are inside. I'll show you that when we get in there. Okay, these are all AccuSlides. Okay, so you have a ladder so you can get up on the roof, which is a great thing because the manufacturer wants you to inspect the roof every 90 days So you figure in the spring, in the middle of summer, and in the fall you have somebody go up there or go up there yourself. Just look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation. Look at the vent covers, make sure that they weren't damaged by low branches, the roofing material, that sort of thing. Just give it a good inspection. It's very important to do. Odds are you won't have to do anything for a long, long time, but that's why you inspect it, to make sure, okay? This housing here tells us we're pre-wired for a backup camera. We do sell them here. You can talk to the guys up front if you're interested, but basically it will, when you turn on your running lights, it lights up the camera, so you can see when you're backing up and when you're going down the road if you want. This is where the sprayer I showed you goes. Just hose things down. This is just your hookup for satellite and cable. Okay. Alright, so let's go inside here. Now this trailer has been de-winterized. It's now ready to be camped in. So there's water in the water heater. There's no antifreeze in any lines. The bypasses on the water heater are in the camping position, so it's ready to go. Okay. This is your control panel here. You got your 3 slide rooms here and your power awning here. Wait a minute. Here's your power awning here and your 3 slide rooms here. The power awning, never leave it out unattended. If you're not at the campsite, roll it in so it doesn't get damaged. The slide outs, you want to always make sure there's no obstacles outside the trailer or inside the trailer when you're going in and out with them. Okay. You have lights here. Your water pump I told you about is right there. You'll use that for pulling water out of the, pumping water out of the fresh water tank, or for winterizing also. Turn your water heater on gas here. Turn it on electric here. Always remember, never run the water heater without water in it. You always got to make sure there's water in it. So if you've drained it because it's been sitting there for a while and you've been camping or whatever the reason is, make sure you refill it before you turn it on. You have tank heaters, so this is a winter package. You can go out longer in the fall and early winter, and also in the spring, early spring and late winter you can, or early. Anyway, let me just say it extends your camping season, so it's a good thing. You got pads on the tanks, and then there's also wraps on the elbows by the valves, that sort of thing, to keep it from freezing up. All right, so that's right there. And then of course your battery's charged. Fresh water, black tank 1, black tank 2. You've got 2 toilets. Okay, 2 grays. Okay. So that's that. This is your thermostat. It's very simple. I know there's a weird glare here right now, but I don't think I can do anything about it. But you just hit the bottom bar, that's the mode bar, to select heat, fan, or cooling. Fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor. It just circulates air. Always try to run the fan and the air conditioner on auto. It'll give you low, high, and auto, that sort of thing. Always try to stick with auto. It works much better. All right. This device here is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector. So it should always be green like it is. I'll put it through a self-test in a second so you can hear it, but it'll alert you to carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas leak, and if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. Okay, so it'll go through all 3 of those. LP gas now, carbon monoxide coming up, and low battery. Okay, back to green. So it should always be green. If it goes off, obviously you're going to take everybody outside, leave the door open, turn the gas off at the front, and figure out what's happening. All right, so this is your power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So you have 110 AC on this side, your regular circuit breakers like you'd see at home, and they're labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled. If any of these were to blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Also, when you're plugged in, this is a battery tender. It'll always keep your battery charged up. So when you're pulling it down the road, your tow vehicle alternator will keep the battery charged. And then when you're plugged in, this power converter will keep it charged, okay? All right, so you can obviously drop the table down and turn it into a bed. This is a, let's see what kind of bed this is here. This is a tri-panel foam bed, so it'll fold out into 3 panels, and it's pretty darn, it's comfortable, especially compared to what hide-a-beds used to be, so it's not a bad place to sleep, okay? Now you have a fireplace here, which is also a space heater. This is the remote for it. So they turn it on, Alright, so you can't see very well because I still have this film on here. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? Okay, there we go. But let me see here. Basically, you can set the low. I don't know if you can see that at all, but low, high, off. That's the fan speed. You have a thermostat to set the temperature. You can also change the intensity and color of the fire. That's fine to go. That's not bad there. So you have that. Also, there's a timer. So you can set the timer, and you can set it to, you know, if you get up at the same time every morning and it's the cool time of year, instead of using your LP, you can just set this to turn on 20 minutes before you get up, and it'll take the chill out of the room without using up any of your gas. Okay, let me shut that off. And also this one here, well, this, I don't see one of the TV remote, but I'll find it. This remote here, let me make sure I got the right one here. Maybe this one remote works for both. I bet it does. Yeah. Okay, yep. So anyway, you have you can stream off this USB here. You can go into the system through this HDMI. So if you had like a game machine for kids on a rainy weekend, grandkids, whatever, you can go straight into the system that way. You also can hook up with Bluetooth and stream wirelessly with your phone or tablet. You have an AM and FM radio. A lot of them, they're getting rid of the AM, which I think that stinks, but this one still is AM, FM. You have 2 speaker zones. A is inside the trailer, B is outside the trailer. And you can set presets and all the stuff you normally do with a radio. So it does everything you need and then some. This is okay. So this is a swing out bracket here. I'm not going to swing it all the way out, but I'm going to show you. This is how you turn on your antenna. You got to turn it on in order to get a good over-the-air picture. So you can, you know, when it comes to cable, you can just shut it off. You don't need it. It's not a big deal. But for over-the-air TV, antenna TV, you have to have it on. Okay. It needs to be cleaned there too. We'll take care of that. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. It's very simple. When you're pulling it down the road, it'll run off your battery and your tow vehicle's alternator. And when you're at the campsite, you're plugged in, the power converter will keep it running. So, okay, this is all self-explanatory. You're just you turn it on and off. You hold the button for a minute, or for several seconds anyway, to do that. You can set the temperature, and then you have a daytime and nighttime mode. So it just uses less energy at night, that sort of thing. So, but it is a 12-volt DC compressor refrigerator. All right, your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood with a fan and a light. Let me look out the door here. Just for 1 second. Okay. Your range, basically, it's a gas range, and you spark it by turning this knob, the knob all the way to the left. You turn it clockwise, like so. So all you do is turn it on, spark it, and it lights. Okay, so you have the 3 burners, and obviously the 3 knobs and 3 burners. The oven is a little different. It has a pilot light. So all the way at the back, down there, there's a pilot light. Let me spark it so you can see it. See it sparking down there? So what you do is you just take all the way to the right is the oven knob. You just take it and you put it to the flame, which means pilot. You depress it. You keep it depressed through the whole procedure. So you start sparking it, and you spark it till it lights down there. And when you see the flame, you still hold this in for another 10 seconds or so to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature, and it works as an oven does. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, obviously, but so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Always make sure this is closed when you're traveling. Okay. So I think I've got this room done here. I think we covered all the important stuff. Your bunk room. You've got 4 bunks. This one folds up and out of the way, obviously. This one can jackknife flat to a bed, this couch. You got another one here, which is unusual. It looks like you got storage under here too. Yeah, a lot of storage, like a big foot locker. Okay. So your TV mounts here. It's a weird, not a weird, but the position is kind of you'd have to have a really long swing out bracket to make sense of that, I guess. Or you could just use like a TV table. There's other options. But anyway, this is where the bracket would go. It's got a backer plate there. And then you have your hookups and your power, obviously. Okay. Your bathroom, just a sink and toilet. Now the thing to know about the RV toilets, this applies for the one up front too. This is the flush pedal. That's just residual pressure there. So you can't use it dry. By dry, I'm talking about the black tank, which is right directly below you. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here, you'll stand on the pedal, and water will come swirling out. You put about a gallon of water in the tank and a dose of your chemical. And then you can start using it. You never start off dry. The smell will be unbearable, and it also can get clogged up. So you always got to have some water in it and chemical when you start using it. Okay. Let's go this way. We have the master bath. Same thing. The toilet works the same way. You always start off with about a gallon of water and chemical. All right. Always run the ceiling fan, the vent fan, with the shower to pull the humidity out of the trailer. All right. You have some storage underneath your bed here. You got TV hookups and a backing plate here, and your escape window works like this. You push it all the way through, and then you would grab this red tab and pull the screen out, and you can exit that way in an emergency. Okay. Okay, I think we've got it there. All right, so first of all, thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. We can talk you through most issues. You call us if you need service, whatever. We'll call us and we'll take care of you. Remember what I told you about inspecting the roof every 90 days? That's very important. Every trailer owner needs to do that, no matter what the brand or what the type of trailer. You always have to inspect the roof. And like I said, this is ready to be camped in. There's no antifreeze in the system. The water heater is in camping mode, so you're ready to go. Okay? Thank you very much.